In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most kind, let's pretend for a moment that we pulled apart all of your organs and laid them on a table. Feel your heartbeat, imagine it's outside of you. You would not look at your heart and think, that is me. You think that is my heart. Now feel your breath, feel it in tandem with your heartbeat, neither of which you are often conscious of, both of which are in constant motion. You do not say, I am my breath. You say, I am breathing. Think about your liver and your kidneys, think about your bones and your blood, think about your legs and your fingers and your hairs and your brain. You see them objectively, they are just parts. They are ultimately mostly removable and replaceable, and they are all entirely temporary. You don't think of them and see you think of them and you see things. If you pull them apart, they would just be compilations of cells. You don't see them and think, there's me. You think, those are mine. Why is it any different when we compile and attach them? There is a concentration of energy, of heavy presence in your chest and throat, and maybe a little in your head. It is centered. You don't feel yourself in your legs. You don't have emotions in your arms. It's at the core. In that same space coexist the organs we don't identify with and the energy we do. If we moved and later, we would be left. What would be there? What exists when you don't? Have you ever sat in that? Have you ever sat that with? Have you ever felt each part of your body and realized the part are not I? Have you ever felt the present tense that is somehow living when attached? Have you ever identified the difference between what you call yours and what you call yourselves? Knowing who you are in grounding, it gives you a sense of trajectory, but when you assign words and meanings to what we know we like and value and want, we create attachments. We then strive to keep things within the parameters of which we have already accepted. Out of that, we create failure. We create suffering over self. We begin to believe that a static area can represent a dynamic, evolving being. The way we don't live up to the ideas in our minds become our greatest grievance. I think sometimes we get attached to the structure because we don't like the content. We are more invested in how we are perceived than who we are. In the idea of what the little me title means, then the day-to-day work of the job. In the do we promise to love me forever? Then the actual day-to-day living. This is to say we are more comforted by ideas of what things are as opposed to what they really are. We like to think of ourselves as bodies because that does not leave us with the open-ended what as. But what if the what as is not the end thought, but the beginning? What if awareness of it frees us of so many things, quells so many thoughts, bombs so many etches? What if healing yourself is not fixing an attitude, not changing an opinion, not altering an aesthetic, but shifting a presence and awareness and energy? In this case, fixing the parts does not heal the whole. The only thing that changes you and your life is the awareness of the parts that are not I. It is a whole. It is where you end up. It is where you begin. It is the one thing, the only thing that shifts and raises, that facilitates the spark of awarenesses that made you question and the elements of its vessels. I am not really asking you to consider the theories. I am just asking whether or not you feel it.